This is a graph that shows the roller coaster of existence, and it reveals why I hated myself. It reveals why I wasted 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on YouTube every single day, and why I could never do the things that I knew that I should be doing. That was my life for a very long period of time. And if you're anything like me, you watch personal development content regularly, and that's made you aware of the fact that you have a very large potential. You understand that anybody has the potential to live an awe-inspiring life. You understand that you have the potential to improve yourself consistently, to improve your character and to feel like you're making progress, becoming the person you want to become, achieving the things you want to achieve every single day. You know that's within your potential. And you sit down and create plans for how you're going to reach that potential. How you're going to spend your time, the habits you want to create, the things that you want to be doing on a regular basis. And you learn all of these techniques, the Pomodoro technique, and you start implementing on these habits, and it's going well. You're making progress, you've got your habits down, you're doing the things you know you should be doing for a short period of time until you slip back up and you go straight back into your old habits. And for me, this cycle would happen again and again and again. And every single time I would crash back down, I would lose trust in myself. I'd promised myself that things were going to be different and they weren't, so I'd lie to myself. And that would cause me to respect myself less. And every single time I got crashed back down, it was harder and harder to motivate myself to get out of this cycle. So what would happen is that the low periods would get longer and they'd get deeper the more this cycle repeated. And what that meant is that my trajectory was headed down. And because my trajectory was going down, I felt like I was headed towards a life of mediocrity, a life full of regrets where I was never really becoming the person I wanted to become. And the weirdest thing about all of this is that the more this cycle happened, I started to become aware that I was caught in this cycle. It felt as if there was something controlling me, something that was giving me hope, pulling me up to reach my potential, and then smashing me back down. I became aware of the cycle that I was in, and I could even tell at what point of this cycle I was in at any given moment. I was well aware that I was trapped in this cycle, but I couldn't do anything about it. And when I realized this, and the more that I was caught in this, and the more that I became aware of this, the more I recognized that this could not be down to chance. There is no way that all of these things would be happening randomly. There was too much order in the chaos. And what happened was, as soon as I noticed this, I entered a search, a relentless search of the truth. Why was this happening? Why was I caught in this cycle, and why was it so predictable? And over time, as I researched, I observed myself, I observed other people, I looked externally to books, I paid for mentors, I did whatever I could relentlessly to try and figure out what was this cycle, why was I caught in it, why are so many other people caught in it, and how do I break out of it? And what I started to notice was cause and effect relationships that would dictate this chain. I started to notice, hold on a second, when I do this, when I think this happens a couple days later. There were certain things that were happening, certain things that I was doing, certain thoughts that I was thinking that was causing me to be in this cycle and was causing me to be stuck in this cycle. There was no way that it was random, it was too mathematical. I recognized that there was actions that were causing this reaction to happen. There was things that I was doing that were causing me to get stuck in this cycle. And when I started to get a glimpse of that truth, everything started to change. And let me tell you one thing right now. These cause and effect chains that I'm talking about cannot be fixed by tools. The Pomodoro technique, the 5-second rule, anything that's anything like that, you'll use them for a short period of time, you'll stop using them, they'll stop working, and you'll be right back where you left off. I'm talking about deep root causes of procrastination. That is the reason for this cycle. And as I started to get a glimpse of this, as I started to put together the pieces of the puzzle, I started to feel more in control of myself. I started to be able to do the things that I knew that I should be doing. I started to feel like I could control how I spent my time. I started to feel like I was consistently making progress. And it's funny, when you start to control yourself, that's when you start to get more control of the world around you, and you can start to navigate it in order to achieve the things you want to achieve. That's when my YouTube channel started getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, everybody has bad days. But when you understand these cause and effect chains, a bad day will only be a bad day instead of a bad week or a bad month or even a bad year. And when the lows get shortened and they're made less shallow, what happens is your trajectory starts increasing exponentially. You start feeling like you're reaching your potential. And I documented this journey on the YouTube channel, and people started commenting, how did you get out of this rut? I'm currently stuck there now. I currently procrastinate. I currently waste so much of my time. How did you break out of this cycle? And that's how the procrastination program was originally founded. Since then, we've helped over 200 people overcome procrastination. So what you can do, there's a button below. If you click it, you can book a free anti-procrastination strategy session where me or my team will understand whether we can help you out, understand the situation you're in. And if we can help you and we know that we can help you, you'll be offered to join the procrastination program. And now this is not a normal course. This includes active mentoring by me. It includes an accountability partner. It includes a mastermind group, and obviously the main procrastination program that we're talking about. And because of that, we don't want to let everybody in. Those mastermind is a close community of people. And as they say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. This is why we have the calls, to make sure that we can 100% help you and to make sure that you're a good fit for our community. And we need to make sure we can help you because, to be completely honest, I don't want your money if I can't help you. I'm talking about long-term change, and it's not going to be beneficial for me or you to let me in, and that's why we have these screening calls. But obviously these calls take time, and as I'm sure you know, the time you have on this planet is finite, just like everybody else's time. So because of that fact, there is a limited amount of calls, just like there's a limited amount of time. So if below there isn't a call for you to book, or you can't make any of the times, there should be a link for you to join the waiting list, where you'll be getting emails as soon as more times are available for the procrastination program. And if there is a space, make sure you book it as soon as possible. Don't procrastinate on overcoming procrastination. So once again, as soon as that call is booked, you'll be taken to a page where you'll be able to see multiple reviews and multiple interviews, long interviews of everybody who's been through the program. I want to keep this 100% transparent with you, 100% transparent about the results people are getting. So once you've booked a call, you'll get taken to that page. So click the link right now and book the call straight away, or you can get a glimpse of some of the results that people are getting just here.